everybody. We are live from the Data Innovation Summit in Stockholm, which is the 9th edition of this summit. I'm here with Kjell from Domino Data. We are honored to have him as a speaker at this edition. Hello Kjell, how are you?
Oh, good, thanks. It's always a pleasure to be here.
It's great to hear that. I would like to ask you, as one of our speakers at this summit, how does it feel to be presenting at such a summit?
I have to say, I go to a lot of conferences when it comes to AI and machine learning, and this one is by far my favorite. It is just such a pleasure to be in such a large conference with so many folks who are almost invariably focused on AI and machine learning and data science. It's an incredible audience here. They ask you all of the really tough questions, insightful questions, both from the technical side but also from the business application side of things. So it's always a pleasure to be here.
That's great to hear. We're really glad that you enjoyed. And speaking from your experience, I'd like to ask you, what seems to be the biggest obstacle or challenge when it comes to data analytics and AI today?
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly always a lot of expectations that there's going to be a magic bullet. And right now, the magic bullet that everybody thinks is going to deliver on it is generative AI. And the real unfortunate thing is that it's not a magic bullet. It is incredibly powerful, in some respects much more powerful than we realize, but there aren't a whole lot of shortcuts. It actually does require you to really build a lot of your own internal capabilities, whether it be the people, process, and technology side of things, even more so than previously. So the companies that I'm seeing be really successful when leveraging these technologies are folks who have been building up their data science capabilities, building up their MLOps capabilities, building up their data and AI product management capabilities, and are able to now leverage that to go in and incorporate generative AI technologies and other traditional AI technologies and really execute on that. So the really exciting things is that there are all of these success stories out there. The unfortunate or the frustrating part is that it does require a lot of work. It requires leadership, it requires changing processes, change management, and it requires investing in technology and platforms to make all this happen. And you know, that's not as exciting and appealing as just saying, oh, it's a magic button. You know, you just incorporate it and it'll resolve all your business problems. But unfortunately, it's the truth of the matter.
Right. And you mentioned generative AI. I would like to ask you, how do you foresee the future of these technologies, or what do you hope to see in the upcoming 1 or 2 years when it comes to this technology?
Well, I mean, the wonderful thing is that there are already certain areas where it's being transformative. In the biopharma industry, it's already doing incredible things for drug discovery. It's already doing incredible things when it comes to customer service. It's already doing incredible things on the productivity and research side of things as well. But that being said, obviously, we're all going to be using these technologies in our own personal lives. Every time we need to go and do ad hoc querying of something on the internet, we're going to likely be using something which is Gen AI based. And certainly every time that we're developing applications, we're going to be leveraging code that is created with generative AI. But for all of that broader set of use cases, because clearly these technologies could revolutionize everything else, I'm actually really worried. I'm worried that we're going like headlong into the trough of disillusionment, and a lot of organizations just haven't done the prep work. They aren't going about these projects the right way. My presentation was on popping the myths of generative AI, and that's speaking to a lot of those challenges and a lot of the missteps that folks are going to make. So I'm worried that we're actually going to have a good amount of disillusionment within the next 6 to 12 months, where folks are like, oh, we're not making headway here. You know, we're not. This isn't turning into something that is transformative to us versus and differentiating for us. So I think it's really very important that we are all now really start tackling those issues and go in and have very diversified portfolios of machine learning and AI projects to make sure that we are really delivering value very, very quickly, so we can turn this into a virtuous cycle of adoption and business value. Because otherwise, you know, we're going to see the same thing that we saw in like 2014 when folks realized that AI couldn't do what IBM Watson commercials were saying that it could do. And we want to avoid that at all costs, because that would be a lose-lose for everybody if folks get disillusioned and don't stay the course with this.
Right. And when it comes to coming up with solutions for these obstacles or challenges that might arise in the future, How do you think that summits like this and events like this can contribute to every delegate and organizations that attend when coming up with solutions to these problems?
Well, I'm always struck by how lonely this can be as a profession. Sort of data scientists and data engineers and others that I speak with, they almost feel like they're like teenagers, where it's like, nobody understands me, there's nobody I can talk to that shares my same problems and things like that. And really, that's what these kind of forums excel at. This is where really you get that opportunity to build that network, to talk to folks who are struggling with the same problems that where you are. And really, for things like data science and AI, there's no real alternative to it. There aren't the same kind of communities out there, the well-established communities out there, like there would be for software engineering or even analytics and things like that. So hence, I think like the Data Innovation Summit, the Nordic Data Science and Machine Learning Summit, fill that gap of where folks can come as practitioners, as data science leaders, and really be able to go in and build that community, share best practices, build that peer network, which is absolutely critical, but for which we don't have a whole lot of mechanisms here.
Great, thank you. And one last question. If you had to describe the Data Innovation Summit in one word, what would it be?
That is a tough one. Data science paradise does not sound like the right one, but closer to that than I think any other one that I could come up with. I guess an incredible meeting of the minds in data science and AI.
Thank you very much. That's great. Thank you.